Hi. Welcome to Let's Get On With It Live, The Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall, which I have broadcast more than any other game, because I love Daggerfall. Never change Daggerfall. Today is session 4 of Molasses, the Molasses run. Run is in quotes. Although, at this point, with 40 speed, Lassie ain't that bad at running. Don't think I'm gonna increase her speed anymore. And I do plan on eschewing fortified speed items. I mean, if we end up getting afflicted with lycanthropy or vampirism that I can't cure in time. Earlier this playthrough, we were afflicted with lycanthropy, but I did cure that in time. Then that'll change. Which could be double plus unfun. Granted, I never intended, whenever I started this run, to play it for any significant length of time, but, well, we'll see where the road takes us. Let's get started. Air conditioner won't be running as much as it did during the last session, because it's not as damn hot. The record highs from the past weekend have broken. The temperature is not in the mid-90s, which is enjoyable. Also, before I actually click on any of these saves, I'm going to make a backup copy of all of these. I like to make backup copies of Daggerfall saves in case of tragedy. Or incredible humor. No outstanding quests beyond those of the main quest line. Currently level 6, with letters of invitation from Morgaia, as well as Loton, which will take us to Wayrest and Sentinel, respectively. Go ahead and slap a few things in the wagon. Yeah, I feel good. Let's go ahead and journey to Wayrest, across the Iliac Bay. Well, not entirely across. Well, Max, the save that I made at the end of first session was corrupted or glitched out and wouldn't load. So I had to load a backup save, which was thankfully on that same section of 6, which was just before I killed guards. It usually doesn't happen. Almost never. But there's also been times where folks have asked me for my saves, like I had someone working on Daggerfall Unity ask me for the final saves of my Linguist playthrough, which I talked about some months ago. "12 days to go to Wayrest. Let's do it." Nice to be at a place that's not haunted. But I'm not surprised to see someone behind me. That's why I checked. Like Grimith has played this game. That's right, air conditioner. Dear Lassie, I need your assistance once more. Your valor and discretion were invaluable when last you served me in the matter with Nophaga. Please meet with me at Castle Daggerfall when next you pass through. Okay. Let's go ahead and take that full heal, and have the city walls open for us. Screw it, I'm not even gonna bother. Behold, peasants! Dun-da-da-da! Head into Wayrest. Rode a fine horse, and on that horse sat an Argonian, and on that Argonian was a nesting doll. Still at it? You. You're trying to track down that letter of the Emperor's, yes? There are very few scandals in the Bay of which I am totally ignorant. I give you some information, but nothing is but a price that I know well. I need a champion who does fear the fire of oblivion. Are you interested? Yes. By Thorig's beard, that is a relief to me. Do not ask any questions. Give this letter to a certain high-level sorcerer at the Necromancer's Crypt. Scourge Barrow in the Dragontail Mountains. Avoid the rift. If you see it, you have gone too far. They will not be expecting you. They will not wait for any introductions. The Necromancers feel that death is a reward for the living, not a punishment. Once you have delivered a letter, they would feel no need to guarantee your safety. It is their way. I need a letter delivered and a response from King of Worms in my hand 1 month from now, the absolute latest. The risks are very high. Lassie, please do not fail. This isn't too challenging of a thing. Shops are going to be closed in the neighborhood. With that said, I would like to do a bit of shopping. Although Sentinel is a better place with its store location in the bottom left corner. Visiting a few stores wouldn't be such a bad idea. That said, my character does not move too terribly fast. Yeah, practical shop. I'm not gonna bother. Also, let me just go ahead and load up my encumbrance with all this gold before I head into a dungeon. Wise move on my part. Yeah. We'll just have another 10,000 gold pieces, no big deal. I'd have to wait a few hours at a bank to get it, for it to open for me to convert it to a letter of credit. Yeah, practical. No real point trying to look for upgrades here. Also did not mean to try and equip that. Yeah, I know Sentinel's better than this. We'll leave it be. Just a few items to keep us topped off on gold, you understand. Oh yeah, they're in the northwest corner of the city. Or at least one of them is. I forgot about that. I think there's a pawn shop up there, too. I might as well go get this shit converted to gold. Get it converted to a letter of credit, excuse me. We'll have to wait for an hour and a half. Basically wait 2 hours. Or maybe only one by the time I get up here. Let's check out the other places. Beautiful. Pawn shop? No jeweler. Well. I don't really have a favorite race. Daggerfall is my favorite of the Elder Scrolls games. So with that in mind, the favorite would end up being a race that actually has a mechanical benefit. Which would be the High Elves, the Nords, and the Bretons have a little bit of magic resist. That's it. No one else has any mechanical benefit. Other mechanical benefits were intended, but due to how the game is structured, like, stuff is overwritten, like how genders were intended to have mechanical benefits, but that's all overwritten. I don't have a worst in mind. Excuse me, was that not right? Oh. Every time I've clicked on, like, the letter of credit button, it subtracted a gold from me. Don't worry, guys, it's a feature. Better. Alright. Having some slight difficulty in my key presses today for whatever godforsaken reason. Also, this is not the first time I've done this loop the wrong way. The path to the King of Worms is mercifully quick and hard to forget. Don't focus on that. These zombies, of course, hit hard. And fleeing from them can be difficult. I would have preferred to fight them in the bigger room, but it didn't happen. You can see what I mean about hitting hard. Hi. I say mercifully quick and hard to forget, but watch, I'm gonna get lost in this damn place. This isn't right. That's a no. Here we go. Let's bust down this door. That didn't take too long. How's it going, King of Worms? Very good. If you are not rewarded with death by the loyal servants of the Barrow, give this note to Princess Morgaya, please. For what it's worth, I suppose, if you haven't read these before, I'll go ahead and show this stuff off. King of Worms, I agree to your terms. I will give you my first, and you will exert your influence on the King of Firsthold on Somerset Isle. Only you can let him speak with his dead son. For that he would even marry Nolfaga. The reply from the King of Worms is, Princess, done. I am 5 Magicka points short of being able to recall out of here. Music doing a little weird thing there. It's done. I'll be Queen of Firsthold, although I'm sure the engagement will be quite lengthy. Now, I promised you information about the Emperor's letter. The letter you seek is in the hands of Gortwog, the warlord of the Orcs. He bought it from the Thieves' Guild of Daggerfall after one of their numbers stole it from the Queen. I confess I don't know why the Emperor sent it to her. The girl is innocent to a fault. Everyone knows that Gothred is not the loyal Empire toady that Lysandus was. Of course, my own family. Well, enough of this boring court gossip. If you really want to find this letter, you should get in good with Minisera, the former Queen of Daggerfall and Queen Mother to Gothred. I wouldn't directly approach her. Start with someone of lower station, and that would be Sandasa. Also get some bracers for our trouble. Going to leave you alone, because no one loves you. Perhaps we'll engage with you, Helseth. What's up? I need a courier, lassie, but no common jelly-armed, gas-headed pox of a mercenary will do. I have a... Oh, shit. I have a letter of utmost importance to be delivered to a high dignitary who will be defended against unwelcome intrusion. In return for this, I will not only reward you with a ruby, but also put in a positive word for you with the King and Queen of Wayrest. But I will give you some information on the affair with Daggerfall I doubt you would receive elsewhere. Does this sound like an agreeable arrangement? Excellent. Meet me here this time tomorrow, and I will give you the letter, the name, and location of the recipient. Great. This time tomorrow, you say? God, champ. Also, as a member of the Mages Guild, I am yours to command, ma'am. Nice. Anyway, we're blowing this popsicle stand until tomorrow. Where is the nearest tavern? Yeah, there's a few over there behind the western wall. I have just enough for a levitate to get over that damn thing, too. Good. How slow are we? We're not too awful. We're at whopping 40 speed. We're about average. Still have 13 agility, though. The running skill has gone up from 5% to 49%. The attack animation isn't god-awful. Well, I think this is as fast as I'm going to make her, at least as regards to, like, everything but the running skill. I can't control that increasing, because I'm not going to walk through everything else. But I can control how many more points I put into speed, which may be 0 for the rest of this playthrough. I haven't decided. I may also equip a Fortify speed item at some point. I don't think so, but I haven't decided on that either. I need to improve my mysticism skill. How ridiculous. Well, I certainly do have playthroughs where I've had 100 speed. You can check out the Catnip Farmer, for example, who had that much speed. Yeah, this character is much quicker than what she was at the start, for sure. Her agility's still trash, and will probably remain that way. Pretty much the same time from yesterday. Sure, you can max every stat. In Daggerfall 1.0, that would prevent you from being able to leave the level up screen if you had more ability points to spend. and couldn't spend them because the cap's 100. I would know. I was there. Ah, hello again, lassie. Here is the letter. It is to be given to Lord Castellian, the head of the Elder Council, who is currently at his house, the Hearthfield residence at Midwark. I need a letter delivered and you back here no later than 13 days. That is essential. Like I mentioned before, Lord Castellian values his privacy to an excess. Be prepared for some resistance at your arrival. I would ask that you not read the letter, as it is private correspondence, or if its contents get out, I will blame you. I will avoid reading the letter this playthrough. I've shown off its contents before on a few occasions. Alright, where the hell do you want me to go? Midwark. Ah. How big is this place? I can probably find the Hearthfield residence without a problem. But we'll go ahead and sleep in a tavern for the night to make this a bit easier. There, people will be awake. Folks who are inside buildings will not mark things on your map. Folks who are outside buildings, if they know where things are, will mark them on your map. Case in point. There. Should be this place? Yes. Hello. You wait while Lord Castellian reads the letter. His skin grows pale and his hand begins to shake. I see. Please wait while I pen a response to Prince Helseth. It only takes him a minute to write the response, which he then hands to you. Mission accomplished. I think the royal families of the Iliac Bay would have access to courier teleportation services. But I suppose a mage of Lassie's caliber cannot be acquired everywhere. Anyway, here's the ruby I promised. Never let it be said that Prince Helseth is not a man of his bond. Oh yes, I promised to tell you something of the situation in Daggerfall. I suspect my family has more to do with it than is commonly known. We sent advisors to urge King Lysandus and King Cameron to mend their differences on the eve of the Battle of Pringane Field. Lysandus was disgustingly loyal to the Emperor, where Cameron was fighting for more autonomy. According to the advisors' report, they arrived too late because they were waylaid by the orcs of Gordwag en route. However, I have heard stories that at least some of our advisors arrived at Lysandus' tent and spoke to him briefly. At this time, I cannot say more. If I receive more information, or if the situation progresses, I will certainly send you word. And my budding reputation appears to be quite deserved. Lord Castellian is quite pliable now, because I did not read the note. There's more to it than that, Max, because this class has increased magery 3 times intelligence and spell points. Consider how, by default, people only have half of their intelligence and spell points. That would mean that I'd have, rounding down or up, 25 or 26 spell points right now. My recall is 58. And that's with how much mysticism skill do we have? 37%. Like, increased magery 3 times intelligence and spell points is the most useful advantage you can take in this game. Like, not taking that and taking something lesser, or God forbid, not taking any of it at all, really constricts you on spellcasting. And spells, as has been proven, despite my no-jazz run, are so goddamn useful. You can compensate through potions and magic items, but, I mean, easier to just be able to pick up a spell and cast it. Yes, it's also worth keeping in mind that as part of my class creation, their skill, like, advancement for leveling up is also, like, at the lowest it can be. So I need fewer skill checks to level up. Or I need... God damn it, I've already forgotten the mechanics. Is it that I need fewer tests with a skill in order to level up the skill, which in turn gauges my level up? Forgotten more about this game than most people know. Anyway, that takes care of Wayrest for the time being. I'm gonna head for Sentinel next. $15:31, not a bad time to arrive. I flung myself from this wall before and reached the structures. Big old Sentinel Castle there. The great quality shops are all the way on the other side of us. Now, one way that we could influence that is first by receiving a note. I think it's one of the unmarked ones. Yes, King Edwir and Queen Berenzia, sovereigns of the Kingdom of Wayrest, are proud to announce the engagement of Morgaya, Princess of Wayrest, to Kerudil, King of Firsthold, in the Isle of Somerset. We'll keep those letters in our inventory for now. I also have a ruby I need to identify at some point. Oh, right, I forgot what I was going to show off. Now don't embarrass me, Daggerfall. You can see, we're currently here. Like, Sentinel, and we arrive from the eastern side. Now, if I travel to the Mullen Gin Tavern, and then travel back to Sentinel, I will still arrive from the northeastern gate because no one loves you, Daggerfall. This is why we can't have nice things. We're now going to try going all the way out here. Better. I mean, yes, better. This'll do. Basically, fucking... I spent like half a day of time, like, reorienting that. Like, what, I arrived at 15 o'clock, and then now I'm actually back here at 6 o'clock? It's over a half day of time. Sentinel does have south entrance. My charm. Anyway, being over here is convenient. It saves us, like, actual, like, real lifetime traveling through the city. And there's also a number of other shops I'd like to visit. I would have enjoyed visiting them more while they're open. But, you know, they're closed. Oh no, hey! It's actually open. Neat. I don't mind I was about to say I don't mind legitimately purchasing things. So, the reason that happened is because, I've cast, like, a bunch of, like, lockpick spells, but I had never targeted, like, a locked door with them. And so, Daggerfall has kept that in its mind, and so for the first time I target a door that's locked, it will have used my open spell. So that's how, like, even though I didn't cast it at it, Daggerfall has it in its memory. So that's how I managed to walk in here. The shop would have been locked, but I had cast open many in-game days ago. Incense and soft music. Beautiful. Like, that place was better appointed, and this place is incense and soft music. Unfortunately, nothing really came of it. I'm gonna go to that place over there in the west next. Yes, my hands have been glowing with open power for like 2 fucking weeks. They don't have to buy anything. I'll kill them. Sturdy shelves. Sad. Well, let's head down here into this alcove. Oh, breaking and entering is definitely a crime in this game. But magic... So guards will be triggered if you keep trying to lockpick something and fail, or if you start trying to bash a door open on the streets. The guards in this game aren't really equipped to resolve magic casters. It's a limitation on their end. They also aren't equipped to resolve lycanthropes, which I showed off in the Catnip Farmer run. Sturdy shells, meh. Now, one of the cool quirks about Daggerfall Unity is, you can ball up, like, area of effect things and cast them, and have that stuff hit, say, the guards. For example, a levitate spell, which you can lob at the guards in this game, and they'll start levitating up after you. Pretty entertaining to watch. Don't even know why them bothering to check the shelves of a general store. Besides, it's average quality, and he's here. He's watching. This shop is, incense. None of these structures are as good as the Odd Blades is, say, in Daggerfall City. You know, like one with numerous shelves throughout it. Like, these ones are small. I did not mean to do that. Adamantium Claymore. Was a Dwarven Broadsword. Those will sell for nice amounts. Nothing axe related, though. Alas. And then an average quality pawn shop, where you can sell your wares. Sentinel has a very convenient shopping district here. Is there not a bank in this? 2? Yeah, there is. So you can get all your shopping done and then have it like placed in the bank, converted to a letter of credit. It's a beautiful thing, this place. Very convenient. Granted, it's tucked all the way in this damn corner of the city, but I mean, there's some other places too to visit. I should have probably hit up the castle to get that quest before running around here, since I could have asked plenty of people things, but I wanted to show off the whole arriving at cities from different locations and how your location on the map matters. Why the hammer? It's a backup weapon. It's also made out of mithril. Which is a better material than Dwarven. Ah, another practical shop. Whatever. Can't care. Let's head northeast now. My spell's expiring. That's okay, it got me over the rooftops. Alright, here to talk to Prince Lotun as part of the main questline. Welcome to Sentinel, lassie. I guess you must have received my letter. I know some things about Lysandus and why he might be haunting Daggerfall. Before I tell you, you have to promise to do something for me first. Is that alright? Yeah. You will? Thank RK. You see, I used to have an older brother, 10 or 11 years older than me, named Mac. Whenever I ask what happened, we'll call him Mac. I'm told a different story. Some say he got sick and died, some say he was kidnapped by the Underking. I want to know the truth. If you can find some proof of what really happened to him, I'll tell you all I know about King Lysandus. So, in several days from now, we're going to get a letter, which will tell us more and, lead us to a dungeon location, but we have to do a little bit of investigation first, so let's see who among these snooty nobles will, actually give us the time of day. Tell me about Mac. Quite a conundrum I've completely baffled. You see a knight. Some of these people will try to offer us noble quests too, but I'm not interested. That's right, shake your head over there. Oh, shit. Damn you, Borky. Wasn't he the Scholar Prince? But everyone knows that. Yeah, I'm not interested. What are you, some kind of orc friend? Jesus! Whore of Ali Zahad, get out of my sight! Mac was a Prince of Sentinel. He died years ago. Someone else may have the full story. Doesn't sound familiar. Mm-hmm. Alright, we'll leave these folks to their business. I don't feel like speaking with the rest of nobility in here. We'll ask the peasantry outside. The Whore of Ali Zahad thing was because I rejected the noble random quest that popped up. I like your look. Will do. Haven't got a clue. Damn peasants. Oh yes, Mac came down with a fever and eventually died. Good story, wasn't he the Scholar Prince? There's several other tidbits you can pick up. Died years ago. He liked books more than swords. It used to drive King Cameron crazy. He was the only prince never to receive a public funeral. He came down with a fever and eventually died, but you may already know that. Wish I knew, lass. He could be anywhere. Don't have a clue. We'll ask around a few more people. I think that'll satisfy the requirement, then we'll just have to kill some time. No reason to talk down to me like that. Pfft. Princess Sentinel, who died years ago. Only prince never received a public funeral. Who would have thought it? Wasn't he the Scholar Prince? A terrible human being. Thank you, Relcy. Alright, that's probably good enough for the interrogation. How much magic do I have? Damn, 1 magic point short. I was gonna leave a recall by the front gates. Oh well. There's a tavern over here to the west side along with a Mages Guild. I don't know whether I'll do anything for the Mages Guild. We might just kill time. Forget how many days we're gonna have to pass. If I wanted to kill time without practicing Magicka, I would just, like, quick travel across Sentinel until I got a letter. But I wanted to visit my old tavern buddies here. It's been a while since I've been here. How the hell are you? Do you have any news at all? How could we crown the brother of a manipulative witch like Princess Morgaya? Give me a room for, like, 7 days. Give me some wine. Thanks. Your first experience. Well, Actor like books more than swords. Used to drive King Gag. This is my favorite of the Elder Scrolls games. These days, Bethesda released this for free, along with Arena. And I really enjoy this game. The character customization options and how the game is structured really appeals to me. Do you know anything? Just tell me about the news. Ghosts are haunting the streets of Daggerfall. Really? We're just gonna pass some time training our magic skills, and not really doing much of anything. It's gonna be like a time killer bit. So, give it like another 8-9 minutes, and then we should progress with the game. Alright, level 7. Only have 4 attribute points. I'm gonna put these into intelligence. Time for us to have a bit more magic at our disposal. Did a zombie from, Yeah, a zombie from the King of Worms is after us. Yo. Hey, stop making noise out here. Stop it. Sir, please. Stitched into the zombie's decaying flesh, you see the following message. Lassie, it would be an honor to have you visit me in my domain at your convenience. I have a small matter that you are ideally suited for. As always, my servants will test your mettle. Feel free to dispense with them. They can always be raised again. The King of Worms, Master Scourgebearer. That's how the King of Worms conveys messages to you. Also, this floating candle is because one of the spells I'm practicing has a light effect. And so, the light effect is handled by this candle here, which is in no way at all distracting. But you can see how the lighting effects change as I shove the candle behind walls. It's one of Daggerfall's many features. Anyway, that's a note to meet with the King of Worms again, at a moment of our choosing. The names of skills are familiar for those of you who've only played newer Elder Scrolls games. We have Axe, Critical Strike, Destruction, Alteration, Dodging, Mysticism, Backstabbing, Climbing, Hand-to-Hand, Shoving, Medical, and Restoration, and a slew of skills have been placed into our miscellaneous. There's language skills in the game. They do have an impact. One of the playthroughs I've done, several playthroughs back, was a linguist playthrough, which had a bevy of language skills at her disposal, and how they can render enemies non-hostile. This one is a Molasses challenge, which started off with awful speed and awful agility. I've improved the speed considerably, I haven't improved the agility. There's also a history that's generated for your character. There's advantages and disadvantages you can pick whenever you build your custom class. And there's a history that's auto-generated based on, like, your class. And even if you have, like, a custom class, it highlights the primary flavors of that class, and builds a little history out of that. Also a section for dialogue notes when you talk to people. There's a quest log. We are here in the Iliac Bay on a mission from the Emperor himself. We were not imprisoned, we've actually befriended the Emperor, which the history tells how you ended up befriending the Emperor. And we're here to put the Shade of King Lysandus to rest. He's haunting the city of Daggerfall. And if you go to the city of Daggerfall in the province of Daggerfall, every night, ghosts and wraiths are out on the streets, and you'll hear his moan of vengeance, and you have to find a way to stop that. Tying into the main quest is also a letter which was sent to the Queen of Daggerfall, which was lost in transition. Currently, we're doing something part of the main quest line, but it involves killing time. I could just travel across the province and kill enough time, but I'm using this to just practice some of my magic skills. That way I have a better skill rating with them, which means they will be cheaper. Thought the game was gonna crash there, but no, it was just changing music tracks. Probably not enough time has passed. We'll practice magic one more time, then I think I am bored of this, so we'll travel around until we get the outcome I desire. And if we haven't asked enough questions, well, we'll ask people some more questions. It's nice to have a room in this tavern that's down here on the first floor, instead of up the winding staircase. Pretty convenient. you know, there. Winding staircase. Zombie body's still there. If they're trusting me to dispose of it. Unfortunately, I can't kill these people. They're 2D. But those folks who walk around outside, I can definitely hurt them. Alright. I'll leave an anchor here. My recall's down to 53 already. Let's start traveling across Daggerfall. Sentinel, excuse me. 2 days? Genies? Yeah, we'll make this 8 days. Should be enough time for me to get this damn letter if it's gonna come. Yes, a thin rail of a woman steps forward and hands you a note. She turns aside all your questions with a gaunt, expressionless face. Also, the Iliac Bay is in 2 of the provinces of Tamriel, High Rock and Hammerfell. Hammerfell, of course, home to the Red Guards. And you'll see that their complexion has changed. Sentinel does more cosmopolitan, we'll say. Instant PTSD. Now let's go ahead and read the note. Hey, Senpai. Dear Lassie, if you are interested in learning the truth about Prince Mac, meet me at the Black Goblin in the Flying Cat Lodge, Sentinel. Alright. Yeah, they have a tendency to do that, Steven. Thankfully, this is a small location. There's only 1 tavern here. So this has got to be the location where we meet with the agent. However, the agent is going to be in a tavern room, which means I'm going to have to open up these damn doors looking for it. Here. Lassie? Shh. I would prefer that nobody sees me talking with you. It has come to our attention that the Underking is being wrongly accused of abducting Prince Mac. Before you judge, check into castle... Oh. Alright. Not the easy location of the remains. Alright. This is actually going to be an actual dungeon dive instead of me just hopping in. Damn. I don't really remember this one too well. I'll mark it on your map. Who am I? Just call me a loyal servant. Now move away before anyone gets suspicious. Go on, scram. This is gonna have to be a legitimate dungeon dive instead of me just poking my head in and grabbing the stuff. Yeah, name of the prince is randomized. You can see that on the map. Wait, is it not actually here in this province? No, it is. It's just on the damn island. Looks beautiful. The door of entry is over on the other side here. Reminiscent of, never mind. Plenty of doors in, but they all lead to the same entrance point. Looks neat, though. Listen. Listen, Allie. Listen. Do not insult the power of my levitating strafing horse, okay? Look at this. Look at these wonders. Behold. Behold how he continues to clop, despite not moving. See that? You have angered the horse. What have you done? This is your fault? Alright. Off to a great start, Mr. Skeleton Warrior. We'll see how hard this dungeon ends up being. I'm hoping that the worst case is that, none of the monsters give me trouble, and I'm just flying around between various quest locations. Yeah, it's a Skeleton Warrior. They can be very... Ooh. My character has a critical weakness to paralysis, so spiders are a problem. The way I explore Daggerfall dungeons is haphazardly throwing myself into them, and then working my way from there, since I can actually read the map pretty well at this point. This beautiful 3D mapping experience. It's a gift. There's secret doors and passageways, there's teleporters. I should also put on my magic pajamas. Never identified that, Ruby. But we have my loincloth of fortitude. We have my cloth amulet of good luck. Which took off the bracelet of magic, haha. Don't do that. And then my long shirt of nimbleness. That looks perfect. Perfect. Now we are fortified, our agility, our endurance, and our luck are increased. We are prepared for the dangers. It's a dead-end area. Oh, hello. That's a werebeast. You can be infected with lycanthropy. We were earlier in this playthrough, and I cured that in time. Because being a lycanthrope would go counterculture to... well, this is a whole Molasses run, and that would increase my speed. Skeleton Warriors, only enemies from this game that'll take half damage from edged weapons. It's a new unique quality among them. They are very dangerous for low-level characters. That's right, Trey. I'm using pokes because those have the best hit chance. They just don't deal as much damage. And my character's agility is trash, which affects to hit chances. This is the locked door. We resolved it pretty handily. What I am looking for on the ground in one of the quest locations is a floating note, essentially. Now, this quest location could be fairly obvious. It could be hidden behind a secret door. I don't think there's any teleporters in this dungeon. But there is this fucking module. Son of a bitch. My head bobbing from where the orc sergeant hit me. Okay, so things about this module. Go ahead and levitate up here. Spiders lurking around. Ah, it's that room. Why don't we show off this room while I'm in the neighborhood? Excuse me, sir. I have something to demonstrate. If I'm dispensing wisdom, you can't hear me. Yes, that's because of the push-to-talk merits. Thanks to air conditioner land. You're not able to hear me all the time unless I actually hold down the push-to-talk key. No esteemed wonderful wisdom to share about Daggerfall dungeons, though. Like, even if you have an understanding of the modules and how, like, these things are constructed, there's so many dungeons with a varying amount of quest locations in each dungeon, depending on how it's constructed. Well, even the best of us can be overwhelmed. Yes, that floating candle is an effect of my light spell that I cast, which is also attached to water breathing and water walking. It's partly for training, and it's also partly for it's dark down there. Okay, let's go that way. Something like that, yes. That takes us back to the entrance point. Now, in the case of this particular part of the main quest line, there's only two locations, two dungeons, where you will be sent. The Fortress of Fojum, and then this one. As a result, you only need to understand the quest locations for those particular dungeons, and that's something that you could look up on the unofficial Elder Scrolls wiki, because they would have it mapped out for how you get to all the quest locations. Some of the main questline dungeons, however, send you to just completely random dungeons, like they just pull one out of a hat. Which you may have been in before and may remember, but it's difficult to keep all these dungeons together in mind. That takes us back to this area. I really want to deal with this. No, let's head back. I'm gonna put that off. And again, my method of exploring these things is largely haphazard. I just slingshot my way down a path and we see where the road takes us. On the off chance that I get completely and totally fucking stumped and entirely unable to find this quest location, there is an option I have enabled, which will allow me to cycle between the various quest locations. So I can see where this damn note is, and then from there I can path my way to it, instead of just counting that as a victory. And be like, okay, it's here. Now I have to figure out how to get here. That could be a nice way to teach yourself about dungeon construction in this game, too. Like, oh, this is beneath a fucking trap door. Or, oh, like, this is, like, behind, like, a teleporter section. That's a decorative bloodstain, yes. Kind of hard to jump over those pits as slow as my character is. Okay. Let's head back west. Take this path. Come down here and turn this way. No, we've been this way before. I need to go the other way. Which leads us here, and we've obviously been here before. That leads us into a different module of the dungeon. When you see, like, wall transitions like this, between, like, different sections, like, this would be a different module. I think I'm gonna have to reconcile the fact that I'm gonna have to travel somewhere I don't like. Ugh. Well, better get to reconciling. Notice here that there's now a blue dot in this section above. That shows you, like, the section of the dungeon where the exit is. Of course, if it's like nested in a bunch of, like, winding passageways, you may have a harder time getting back to it. Which takes us down here. there anything else I haven't explored down here? Maybe. No, I've navigated that pathway. That's a dead end. That's right, air conditioner. Dead end. Let's just head straight west. Through this door, into hell. Okay. Let's see if I can skip past this by going this way. Ah, that's awkward to have him there at the pit like that. I wanted you to... I guess Toxic Clouds doesn't have as far of a reach as I thought. He eventually spotted me, which was kind of what I was worried about. Now it makes me hurdling that. Awkward. I guess it should just fucking levitated. This is how I should have resolved the damn situation to begin with. Ooh. And that goes down multiple floors. Hi. Shut up, orc. Plenty of gold. Levitate is pretty useful. The reasons why... So, like... Let's go back here and look at this guy. This guy. He's in an awkward position. Thank you, Daggerfall. Fucking thank you. I love that. So, that guy. He was in an awkward position, and he still may sort of be in an awkward position, or he may have glitched through that crevice and fallen into the void. So, these dungeons are 3D in nature, yes? Well, there is an outside world to these dungeons, due to, like, where you can go on top of the dungeon itself. And, you know, fall off the sides, and you can travel through, essentially, the void. You can fall in there by, rubbing yourself between crevices in the world. Staircases can end up flinging you into the void. That orc is no longer in our reality. He still exists. Like, he would be a problem for, like, me to try and sleep, for example. But I would have to go outside of the dungeon to go kill him. Well, I mean, it's not so easy to fall into the void. Most of my time in Daggerfall dungeons has been spent outside of the void. Are all dungeons connected on the same plane? This dungeon is its own separate instance, its own separate entity. So it's not, like, connected to any other dungeons in the game. Like, we're in, like, our own separate realm here for this dungeon. But there is an inside the dungeon and an outside the dungeon, essentially. And I don't mean, like, outside, like I go to the dungeon exit and leave this and go back to the world map. I mean, the void, essentially. Stuff like levitating in points like this, stuff like rubbing yourself against cracks, trying to climb at an awkward way, crouching while going up a staircase, like an angle, and leads you out into the void. That can be problematic for you, but that can also be really problematic if, say you come to a dungeon to kill someone, but they've positioned themselves in such a way that they could fall into the void if you hit them, or even if you don't, like that orc. Let's say the orc was our quest target. The orc's in the void. Now I have to fucking go in the void to fetch the orc. More likely, I load the game and find some other way to resolve that, which means that it's not going to fall into the void. No, you can't use the Daggerfall dungeons themselves to warp to other places. Now, some dungeons have teleporters in them to teleport you to other areas of the same dungeon. And that's obnoxious. But even then, you're still, like, in the same dungeon. I have a teleport spell, and you could make, like, a teleport item that would basically duplicate the spell, which would teleport you to an anchor you've set, which could be in the dungeon or out of the dungeon. But beyond that, the only teleportation effect would be connecting to the final dungeon. And that's a scripted thing. Hi, guys. Monster infighting does not exist in this game. Let's see if I can demo off you falling into the void. No, you actually fell off the edge completely, but he's stuck. The spider is partway in the wall here and can't actually move out of that. Which is Oh, hey, you made it! How about that? Look at you! You succeeded! You did it! Sometimes they aren't so fortunate. They can get caught on items just like you can get caught on items. Also, I hope I sounded sufficiently, like, patronizing there. Oh, you did it! Look at you! Alright, let's do a bit of climbing. Prefer to use a levitate spell instead of climbing. But we managed to do that well enough. This lever should move the sky bridge up there. Yeah. Oh, hello. Work Sergeant hits for a bit. It's gonna be time for my character to nap soon. Did not mean to press that key. Wanted to drink a Coke. Now I have to levitate down the stairwells. Nah. I still have 131 hit points. This takes me to the other side of where I killed the werewolf. Now, again, what I'm looking for in this dungeon is a quest location that has, a letter, like a floating letter, essentially, which will be like the death certificate and the final notes of, the prince whom we are sent to find more information about here. Nope, not a good enough place to rest. Yeah, let's go ahead and rest. My magic items had to renew their effect, the ones that, cast when held, which is where those "you were fortified" free things came up. Magic items will degrade in durability as they are used more, until eventually they break. Normally you can't repair them. You'd have to add a separate effect into the separate line into the config file to do that. That was a secret door, by the way. Did you catch it? There will be a slight coloration difference on the wall. Some of them can be more severe, and you'll always notice them if you walk past them on the map. Yes, red is stamina, green is hit points. Running out of fatigue, your fatigue bar, while you're next to an enemy or near monsters will kill you. If you're not near monsters, you'll just collapse and wake up exhausted a little bit later. it's good to have items that can restore those things. My character actually gets more tired easily due to the background questions I answered, but she has so much endurance that it's less of an issue. Compare that to my Linguist playthrough, or Cilia Melkor, that Linguist run, was far more problematic, and this interlaces with that whole sewer water thing. Let's go here and check out a quest location. Close the door in that orc's face. Nice! Yes! There was an example of me understanding the dungeon, where I come here, I realize that interlaces with the whole sewer area, and I'm like, there's a quest location. So I immediately path to check that location, and that's what I'm looking for. Also, don't mind those. There's actually a child guard in this game when you set it up to hide some of these more graphic details. Nudity also exists in the game. You pick up a death certificate. This will have the magical window that's difficult to get through. Yep. And that will lead to the sewer area. I got hit. Alright, let's read. 23 Morning Star, 3rd Era 400, the year 400, Castle Lim. 2 days I was sealed within this crypt without food or water. I do not know whether hunger or poor health or one of the creatures who share this dank hole with me will kill me first. I only know that I will soon be dead, and not even my bones remain. My hope is that in the years that come, this letter will be read and the sad story of Mac, Prince of Sentinel, will be told. I am 15 years old at the time of this writing, and have been plagued with bad health for most of my life, the frustration of my hardy parents. The finest healers and apothecaries in western Tamriel have labored over my every cough and fever, but while they could save my life time and time again, they could not improve my sickly constitution. In retrospect, I received little real affection from the king and queen, embarrassed as they were about begetting such a cripple as the heir of the kingdom. I cannot say I missed the love. I received much attention from the doctors, priests, and herbalists constantly at court. Certainly I was not to be the sort of warrior that King Cameron was, but one of my dearest friends, a priest of Stendar, said that I might be the first scholar king in the history of Sentinel. My younger sister was the true favorite of my parents, athletic, beautiful, and charming. She's the current queen of Daggerfall, having married King Gothred of Daggerfall. It is hard to think of an uncomplimentary word for her. I am resigned to my imminent death, and yet I would like to see her once again. For 6 years, she and I were the only children of Sentinel. 8 years ago, the queen had a boy and child and named him Greclith, after the ancient Redguard word for strong king. Few speak that tongue any longer, but all the scholars and nobles of Hammerfell understood, and Greclith is a strong boy indeed. I had never so much as seen him cough. The queen's next child, born only a year later after Greclith, had an even more ominous birth name, Lotan, second boy. Perhaps had I been less sheltered, more suspicious by nature, I might have read into these nominations. Lotan and Greclith are common enough names in our family, I reasoned. Now I know that even then I was disinherited, even if it was not official yet. For several months before Lotan's birth, and over 3 years afterward, I was in the throes of a very serious fever. The doctors despaired of me, but somehow and very, very gradually, I recovered. For the first time, and the last, I read an expression on my father, the king's face, that was not indifference. It was disgust. That was a fortnight ago. 3 nights ago, I was seized by men I had never seen while I was having a walk. My nursemaid stood by watching placidly as I was gagged and tied and thrown roughly into a sack. I do not know how long they rode with me, but I was eventually left here. When I finally freed myself from my bonds, I found that I was alone. My wanders have gotten me nowhere. This place is filled with undead creatures that prevent me from finding any exit. I have no hope left, but no fear either, and a few regrets. Perhaps had I studied magic instead of history and science, I could free myself of this place. One of my tutors told the story of the Underking, how he had placed his life force in the body of a powerful being, and had thus conquered all Tamriel long, long ago. Had I only had the strength of a more powerful body like that. But I did not study magic. I studied history, but I leave this letter, not to revenge myself, but as an historic document. King Cameron's already dead. King Cameron died at the Battle of Cringane Field. Yes. First you 2D people. Anyway, that is a mission accomplished. We will return to Prince Lotan with our findings. This what I most feared. Poor Mac. As I promised, here's what I've heard about Lysandus. I don't know how much of this is secret, but I trust you. Lysandus was in love with his court sorceress, a noblewoman named Medora Durini, and during the war with us, his queen found out. They say that while her husband was gone, Queen Minacera banished Medora from the court. My sister is queen now, part of the treaty to ensure peace, but Minacera still resides at Castle Daggerfall as the Dowager Queen Mother. I don't know where Medora went, but I know she has an enormous castle somewhere on the Isle of Balfiera, but I also heard there is some kind of curse on her, and she can never leave. I don't know if that helps you, but that's all I know. Again, thank you for this. Just knowing what happened will ease my heart somewhat. Please take this boots as a token of my appreciation. We've acquired some magical footwear. Let's go get that identified at the Mages Guild along with this ruby we have. Sapphire, whatever. We'll have to wait another hour for the Mages Guild to open proper. I do enjoy the music tracks that play when it's either raining or snowing. Well, there's two separate tracks for raining and snowing in this game. The music in this game is pretty good. I don't know the answer to that question, Fluffy. But considering how much time has passed, I don't know. Asking me a question about Tribunal, beats me. That sounds like something you can ask the unofficial Elder Scrolls Wiki. Alright. It's been a bit since we've been in the Mages Guild, and certainly haven't been in this one in this playthrough. So, I actually don't want to talk to you right now. Identify, lady. What all don't I have identified? Some of these items are cast when used, so I don't have to have them equipped in order to use them. We have a healing ruby, plenty of heal items, and then another, like, paralysis item. Well, the healing items aren't, unforsaken. Well, they aren't forsaken, excuse me. This is a buy spells, dude. Here we go. Buy magic items, guy. What do you have for me? Peasant blouse of shocking. I don't need another spell book. Open tunic of lightning. Ebony boots of the wise? I'll take them. Daedric Claymore Toxic Clouds, if only I could use long blades. That's our first Daedric weapon we spotted. Casual dress of the Orc Lord. Helm of Wizard's Fire. We'll buy those ebony boots of the wise. Much cheaper than what ebony items would normally be. They're magical though, and eventually, since it's a cast when used thing, they'll degrade. That's the make magic items guy, but we are of insufficient rank to do that. Skill trainer is here? Yes. Costs me 700 gold. It's 100 gold times level to train up in something. We'll train our destruction. And you are the spell maker. You can create your own spells, which is very delightful. Up here you have your Daedra summoning guy and your teleportation guy. But we are of insufficient rank to use those privileges. Yes, the casual dress of the Orc Lord, and that takes you outside. Beautiful. Alright. Let's unequip. See if I can select it. Aha! And I wanna unequip this cloth amulet of good luck. Almost. Still your fault, by the way, Allie. Let's see here. That's probably enough fiddling around with the main quest line for now. I've got some other things that I could do, main quest-wise concerned. Return to the Queen of Daggerfall. I could talk to Sindasa in Daggerfall, Castle Daggerfall. I could go visit the King of Worms, but I don't feel like doing that one this session. And just putt around, do some other things. Give me a quest. Nah, I don't feel like getting on the darker side of a god. Thanks. Yeah, sure. I'll aid the famous Larchon. He's beginning his 3-hour trance. He's in a quest location in the Mages Guild. You can interrupt that trance. Don't do that. And, people have come to cut him down. Sometimes they stack on top of each other. Alright. Not everyone can enjoy the mystic vagaries of Daggerfall. For good reason. Alright. I'm going to treat this like the optometrist, everyone. Better 1, better 2. Better 1, better 2. When their bodies stack on top of each other, it becomes difficult to read them both. Irrelevant, though. Yes, can't love it. Anyway, we got ourselves a magical icon for our troubles. That's a successful Mages Guild quest done, which improves our reputation with the Mages Guild. Ranking up in the guilds is a combination of having sufficient reputation, as well as having skills advanced enough that they care about. There's a promotion check every 28 days, and you'll rank up as many times as, well, as much as you qualify for at once. This icon is an icon of Force Bolts. Which gas Force Bolt was used. Neat. Got another one for me? I don't feel like doing that. I don't want to hunt an Atronach. Thank you. You want me to go kill, like, a vampire, like, related to, like, some noble undead thing? Well, some dead people can be most annoying. You see, the cousin of a friend of the Queen died not 2 days ago, but at the funeral, the corpse, somewhat jumped up, ate all the nibblies, and then sauntered off to Palace in Neressa. The friend of the Queen wants this cousin dead. Well, deader than the thing is at the moment. Get back here in 11 days and you'll be 313 gold pieces richer. Ate all of the nibblies? So, we are heading to Neressa. The provinces will change in appearance depending on where exactly you are in the world. There's obviously a number of different gods in Tamriel. There are patrons, like... like, there are patron deities of these various provinces. There's also different knightly orders. I've shown off some of this stuff in my various playthroughs before. This one's a fairly relaxing playthrough, other than the start, which was pretty rough. You don't know what you're missing until you have a bunch of high speed and then have a playthrough where you don't have that speed. Anyway, the palace is over here to the east. I didn't cast an anchor before I left, did I? Did I? Guess we'll find out. No, I'm pretty sure I did. Let's check. Yeah, I did. Also, I've soft-locked the game effectively. Do not teleport into a building while you're on a horse. Thankfully, we have a save. You can't change transportation methods while you're indoors. When Not Your Average Senpai broadcasted this game, so happened that we discovered, during her streaming that game, that damn pixel there near the tail, which floats at the back end of every single horse in this game, no matter their coloration, no matter their location. Something I've carried with me from that moment. After all the hundreds of hours I've put into this game. Still learning new things. Hi guys, how's it going? That sound you hear, by the way, is a vampire. Vampirism does exist in this game, along with lycanthropy. Vampires can also hit you for a pretty nice chunk of damage. I would prefer not to contract vampirism, though, thank you. No, you can't be both. What the heck? Do you not know anything of life? You can't be both a vampire and a werewolf. What do you fucking try to suggest that you're one of those... that you can be one of those horrific, like, hybrid things? No! That's not how vampirism and lycanthropy work. Unacceptable. Ancient enemies. You can't be both? Be fucking like the Romeo and Juliet of lycanthropy and vampirism? No. Star-crossed, get the fuck out of my palace. Shut up, horse. Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? I wasn't stirred to worry about you. I hear that the dead cousin is well, and truly dead. Congratulations. Get some training. Tap my forehead. Give me another one. No. I am not going to get superlatively fresh mummy wrappings. Don't you swear at me. We just did that mission. Give me another one. Go ahead and tell the Archmagister. Yes! Yes! Yes, I want to show this off. We're all going to burn the crisp, I tell you. Oh, lassie, I didn't see you there. Actually, maybe you could help. You have been useful in the past. Tell me, would you be willing to fight a Daedra or 10? Tell me more. Well, the guild recently received a letter from an anonymous sorcerer. Apparently we snubbed the fellow and he's decided to torch the guild hall by summoning a few billion Daedra. We need a guardian. You. Be here at midnight tonight. If you somehow survive, there'll be a few 100,000 gold coins waiting for you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a will to write. Alright, we've got a few hours until then. What's up? Any news? Larkon awoke after his long sleep. Good as new. Yes. He sure did. Princess Morgaya is engaged with the King of Firsthold. A miracle of Arcay indeed. Yes. A miracle of Arcay. Yeah, it's your boy here. I so enjoy being on the first floor. Now I have to route my way down. Sad. Close to midnight. Ripper, after midnight, we're gonna let it all hang out. So, a Daedra or 10, a few billion Daedra. Yeah. Now, sometimes they can legit be Daedroth, who are the least of the Daedras. But you're still not give the gold you're promised, are you? Oh, by the way, I've got a new rank. Thanks. I need to wait for a bit, though. Some people could mistake a rat for a Daedra, you know. Look, you keep quiet about this affair and I'll give you an amber. Whatever. Sounds good? Now keep that mouth shut. You're not my dad! Again, I can't hurt him. I don't want to cast Banished Daedra. Oh, we'll go hunt for a baby dragonling, though. Absolutely. Go to the Grunt residence. I'm very good at killing them. Now that house could be here, it could also be on the other side of, like, the castle area. Let's go sleep for a few hours. What's up? Good day to you. Northwest of here, huh? When you say northwest, how northwest are we talking? That's not too far. Oh, my glorious steed. I just mentioned that could happen, that Daedroffs could attack it, yes. Answer to your question is yes. That time it was rats. Hi, Dragonling. Not to be alarmed, miss. She's like, you killed Fluffy! Any news? Great. Have a pleasant day, miss. All a day's work. Ho, ho, ho. How close am I to the city wall? One moment, Mage's Guild. We must conduct in our time-honored tradition. It's been a bit. Alright, we're pretty crummy at speed, we're pretty crummy at running, we're pretty crummy at jumping. Let's see how well Lassie can do here. No, that sounds like your effort there, not mine. Ring ding ding ding. Ring ding ding ding. Sad! What kind of jump was that? Not launching yourself across the cosmos with that jump. It's not even remotely a new record. You didn't even make it. You just not in the mood, Lassie? Ah, man. Not able to launch myself across anything right now. Hold on, hold on, hold on. No, forget it. Just not allowed to have nice things. Let's just head back to the Mages Guild. Damn it. No Daggerfall space program this session. We'll try again at some point. Hell did you say to me, Locke? No matter what, Quest Bitch will be here. Give me another one. I will not take your oath. Sure, we'll go do this one. You got it. No wall here. The Rat and Gin. How many taverns we got here? Well, not many. Horses? Apples? Alright, that's the tavern I want. Oh, by the way, there is a not full screen mode to play this. I have spent most of my time playing Daggerfall, like, not playing in full screen. So you can, like, see that better interface there and interact with the buttons. But if your hotkeys are top-notch, let's finish here. Hi. Yeah, I'm here to pick up the research. Which, if you're interested in reading the research, you'll have to pause the stream. I mean, my first playthrough of Daggerfall that I recorded for the channel back in 2010 was my first real time using like the view-based interface, like how I'm currently using, instead of the other interface for playing Daggerfall, cursor-based. Also joystick capabilities. And here's my control configuration. Alright, anyway. We'll head back to, Sentinel. Research is gotten. Easy. Not as easy as the time, the researcher was in the same Mages Guild, that I needed to deliver the info to. That was a funny time. What you've done for Larkon, of course, I'm happy to help you. Great. Give me some training, champ. Thanks. I mean, it is helpful to know, like, those buttons and options. You know, like, hey, cast spell, use magic item, you have your interactivity tool there. Thankfully, you can grab most things without it being an issue. You don't have to instantly switch to dialogue every time you want to talk to someone. You also get to see your character portrait, which you don't get to see in full screen mode. The thing that viewers end up confused by a lot whenever I play this game is that green is health and red is fatigue. Too many folks are used to red being for health. How about you give me some pie? Thanks. Level 8, another 4 stat points. Gotten fairly unlucky with attribute points this playthrough. Plenty of 4s, few 5s. Shops aren't quite open yet, but that won't stop me from checking them out. So, among the numerous features in this game, this is something that I discovered. My brother noted this when we were both young, playing Daggerfall 1.0. You know, the idea of, like, breaking into shops. Well, when you're inside, like, a dungeon or a building, the game properly checks, like, chances to lockpick a door open or, like, cast magic on it. But it checks the spell chance properly for opening a door. But when you're outside, the spell chance thing isn't properly checked. So no matter like how you design your open spell with its parameters, if it can open at all, that's a very crummy spell. You are guaranteed success. No, Lassie's level ups are not slow. Like the skill advancement dagger is as low as it can go. It sure is the stealing shit song. I don't feel like doing a rendition right now. Incense and soft music. Good stuff, good stuff. We break into these stores at the dead of night. Well, not really the dead of night. Sun's coming up in 14 minutes. We steal their stuff. This is really the way you use to steal things from shops. There is a steal option, like when the shopkeeper's there and attendants, and it like depends on like pickpocketing, but don't use it. Don't use it. That's my professional recommendation. There's no further questioning or querying you need to do on it. Don't use it. It's a pro tip. It's a hot tip. I mean, I have the money to purchase just about anything in stores right now, other than, like, Daedric crap that would come my way. I'll answer your question the moment I step back outside, Mikey. And get a letter. So, this game takes place in the Iliac Bay, which covers the High Rock Peninsula, as well as the northern part of Hammerfell. You have Daggerfall situated here. The other primary kingdoms at this time in the area are Wayrest and Sentinel, but there's plenty of the other smaller places too. Numbermore, Glen Point, Tulune. I have the Rothgarian Mountains, come down here to the Dragontail Mountains, Ibangora. You have Bethany as well as the Isle of Balfiera. So, not just like, the city of Daggerfall is located here, for comparison's sake. But there's the entire Daggerfall province, as well as the entirety of the Iliac Bay. Anyway, let's stand outside these several seconds. I will actually levitate up to, like, a high point. The best high point would be on top of the castle, but we're too far away from that. You'll actually see, like, shifts in, like, the lighting effects as things get brighter and things get darker as well. The scenery back there will change depending on your location, too. Ah, yes, man. Anywho. When do you open pawn shop? 9, huh? You aren't the best place to sell my goods, but, you'll do. My ill-gotten wares. My 2 Mithril Warhammers. Put this one in there. How's my axe doing? Almost new. Okay. Still plenty of, condition left on it. I'll just wait for 3 hours. Stores come in 5 different qualities. Those qualities influence, the goods that you'll find on shelves, as well as buying rates. This is an average quality one. That weapons shop that I stole from was incense flavored. Yes, incense flavored. It's the highest quality of stores. The pawn shop, it'll buy most things. I like to do several separate sellings, so as to train my mercantile skill. Anything else? What am I want to get rid of here? Item that I'm not really going to care about. These various, like, small, like, little attack knickknacks aren't too bad. I guess I'll keep them. Hello, Queenie. Incense and soft music, say, for example. I'll let that entire description read out for a bit longer. So buying stuff from him would be more expensive than somewhere else, but he's more likely to have the best quality goods. Naturally, I just stole from his shop, so it's not exactly as if he's replaced his stock. And he won't buy things for much. Let's head to the bank here. Deposit all of my letters of credit, and then deposit all of that gold. I want to withdraw a letter of credit. That's... that in nature, and I'll withdraw the rest of that in gold pieces. There's a slight fee for a letter of credit. That way I'm not carrying around as much weight. Notice that my encumbrance is only 65 out of 120. You can certainly fill it up by carrying gold. What else do I want to do this session? We've done multiple implements of the main quest line. Done some Mages Guild stuff. I don't think there's a Fighters Guild in the city of Sentinel itself. I have been going for 2 hours. Maybe I'll putz around with a few more Mages Guild things, but we're definitely close to the end of today's session. Today's impromptu Daggerfall. We've made some nice progress. Still much more left to go with the game, of course. Assuming I continue to play it, which I feel like doing so. You know, we may even have another main quest line completion with this run. Definitely would have been harder if I'd, say, stuck to my abysmal teens speed from level 1. But, that just would not have been enjoyable for me. 40 speed is livable. 16 speed, not. God, that attack speed was atrocious. Yeah, we'll put around, do a few more Mages Guild things. We'll sign out. What's up? Well, I mean, my character is the antithesis of furry, right, Queenie? He's an Argonian. Look at all the fur she doesn't have on her body, right? No. Sure, I'll help defend the Mages Guild from an attack from Oblivion. Well, it would seem that an expedition has decided to wreak vengeance upon us. I wouldn't be so terrified if he hadn't told us they plan on summoning a legion of Daedra to incinerate the guild hall. You heard me. A legion! Yes, we shall settle our affairs. The guild's coffers will be emptied. We help. Wow, way to typecast, Chad. God. Poor lassie. Well, Daggerfall is free to play. Bethesda released it for free a number of years back. You would have to run this on DOSBox, but there's a few packaged installers that come with DOSBox already enabled. You'd have to do some fiddling with it, but anyone is capable of playing Daggerfall so long as they can run DOSBox. Give me another day added to that, please. Thank you. Let's improve our restoration. We'll probably cast me up. Well, no matter. We got some time to kill before the Mages Guild needs us. Help protect them against an attack from Daedra. We'll see whether that ends up being more rats or actual Daedra. Albeit Daedroth. If we see Daedroth, I will have to, pretty sure I'm gonna have to heft the Mithril Warhammer. What's up, bro? Let us wait. Hi! Hi! I need to wait for my hammer to equip. One moment. Alright, so I'm not as good with this weapon as I am with the axe. Not a question I really care about having been lobbed into my chat. Death awaits you, lassie, blind servant of the corrupt. Haha! Ha Time out. Time out. I'm trapped back here. This is the worst timeline. Hold on, Daedroth. Give me a moment with my dragon break. Okay, so this Mages Guild is not so well constructed for me kiting enemies around. So now we know the reality in which we live. I would like to repeat that, not a line of discussion that is most fitting for the chat. I'm actually going to put on the magic item. I should have done this. The first... Whatever, it's fine. Let's do this. Successful backstab? Sure, whatever, I'll take it. This is why I had the Mithril Warhammer. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck you. I don't care about my reputation now. Are you kidding me? Not now! I'm fighting Daedra! I must have accidentally hit like a door or something, which caused the city guards to pop up. My reputation here in the Sentinel is now going to be in tatters. The guards are working together with the Daedra. The Daedra Guard Alliance. Ah! Oh my. The Narrow's Eye save is still appropriate for this. Like, I didn't even hit him! There's no way I could have hit him! Hold on. Time out, guys. I'm gonna loot these bodies. I said time out! Alright, I got a solution for you. Be paralyzed! He wasn't paralyzed. Mom! Mom! Okay. My skill with blunt weapons is not good. Why are you guys so damn resistant to all of my magic? Don't go clipping through walls. Yes, like they couldn't have helped anyway. They would have had to unequip their weapons and punch the Daedra. I'm glad that Lassie has just enough speed to backpedal from these guys. Only just. I don't have the weapon skill to do this shit. Stop resisting! Thank you. So, yeah, sure, I'll take that loop, that feedback, but Stack Overflow, where my reputation was so awful it became godly. Yeah, sure, I'm revered. Yeah, I'll take it. You're damn right I'm revered. You want to know why I'm revered? Because I stopped the Guard Daedra Alliance. That's why I'm revered. This fucking game. I love it. Every playthrough is something new. Something I've never seen. This time it was the Daedra Guard Alliance. I expect my few 100,000 gold pieces. Motherfucker. He's not gonna give them to me. You did it. And I suppose that you want your reward, don't you? Well, Lassie, the funny thing is, you can't have all that money. It'd be absurd. But look, you can have, this turquoise. Now off with you, I have some cleaning that needs to be done. You do have some cleaning that needs to be done. You do definitely have some cleaning that needs to be done. Before the guy who makes magic items gets in. Yeah. Explain that to him. Why don't you? Don't look at me like that. That's not what I meant to take off. Put that back on. You look weird. Alright, mission accomplished. We did it. Ah, we shall let the rains purify us. Going to have a good nap here in this tavern, and then I'm going to party out here with a lovely little finale for the session, which I do every now and then when I play Daggerfall. I do so delight in the music of this game. Back in Daggerfall 1.0, this was actually the shop jingle, but they had intended it to be the tavern jingle. They inappropriately assigned it. So this, to me, is also still a shop jingle, even though we're in a tavern. Brings me back to good times. Okay. But before we go, we're out here outside the Sentinel Castle, and there is something I like to do. It's raining. Not as many folks are going to be active outside. I did see a few folks walking around, though. They're not really near the castle. So I put my hands up to play my song. Butterflies fly away. Nodding my head like yeah. Moving my axe like yeah. We must purge the corruption from the city. I'll cast my guard summoning spell. That's right. You bastards are working with the Daedroth. I know you are. I know you are. So, while there are models, like in the Daggerfall files, for guards to be on horseback, no guards can be on horseback in this game. Which means you can engage in mounted combat against them. With my strafing backpedaling horse. Why don't we go ahead and... Well, it's going to be hard for me to use this. I mean, if they're all gonna bunch together like that, you might as well, right? Yes, before I bought it. I bought the cart, but I definitely did not buy the horse. We put the cart before the horse, guys. It happened. Oh, shit! Are you fucking kidding me? I got stuck on them. My horse body phased into them because they scattered all around me. I actually can't levitate escape from them. I think I'm gonna legit die here. Not today, Satan! Still revered. Not today! It all depends on where the spell lands. My horse is still clopping. There. Chaos has been purged. Never mind that artifact of the Chaos Orb thing, which has us continuing to hear the clopping sound. Ah, shit. I already checked these bodies, but just to make sure. Yeah, a bit distracted. Alright, Chaos, if you could be a little less loud in my ears right now while I'm looting bodies, that'd be great. I'd appreciate that. Chaos, please. Oh, good. I'll just equip that one. It's not gore-stained. At least it's not your fault this time, nominally. Alright. See, everyone's fine. How do you do? It warms my heart to see you. Yes. Behold the chaos I have purged. For I am revered. Good day to you. You're damn right. Ah. I will take care of Session 4 of the Daggerfall Molasses run. This final 15-20 minutes has been fairly entertaining. We've made a bit of progress along the main quest line, having done multiple things for it. But there is still plenty to go for that. From meeting the King of Worms, to meeting the Queen, to meeting Sandasa. We'll have to do some stuff for Berenzia. We'll have to head to Medora Doreni in her imprisoned tower and meet with her there. We'll have to head back to Shedungeon and speak with the Faga. We'll have to find the hidden unicorn horn there. So much to do. Yee. Nice little impromptu stream. Don't know if I'm going to be broadcasting again this week. Certainly I'm not going to be playing King of Dragon Pass this week. This weekend, I mentioned that during the last session of King of Dragon Pass. I don't have an exact date for when we'll continue that. Well, not going to be until next weekend. As in, after this week. But more information on that is pending, and I'll say more about that somewhere other than here. As for the next Daggerfall session, I don't know, beats me. We'll find out together. Good times with Daggerfall. Good times indeed. Isn't that right, people? Bye-bye, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Do good deeds. Or not. You can choose not to go do good deeds. You can get fucked too, I guess. Eat your oat.